Welcome to another exciting edition of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
I got one quick question for you.
What's that?
Is that sunrise or sunset behind us? Just wondering how fast I got to get this video done.
Either way, I like it.
It is nice. So today we're going to talk, and this actually came from a comment that one of the viewers left to us, and they were talking about how they price on Amazon. And I figure it's a great way to get into this whole subject. Is Amazon is a whole different beast than eBay, to say the least. For those of you who haven't done Amazon or rarely do Amazon, probably the biggest difference is you list into their catalog. And you are competing against other people, which you are on eBay as well, but you are literally competing against them on the listing itself. So you'll have a Spider-Man number 444, and there'll be a picture of it up, and you choose your grade and you list it, and 38 other people may have it up.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of competition there.
Stock photos.
There are a lot of stock photos too. Now you do have the ability to put your own photos up. I really only do that myself if there is no photo up, then I will put the photo up. One thing that I do is if I put my own photo up, I jack my price up by $1 or $2 because it took me time to do that. So I figured I'd like to get paid for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing too is I'm giving them a photo, whereas the other sellers are not. Right. So perhaps they'll buy mine because they see the photo and they know exactly what it is. If I had more time, I'd probably put photos up on everything and jack the price up a little bit, but I don't have that kind of time.
It would work.
Probably would. It actually probably would. Now, in the old days, your pricing on Amazon was very, very easy.
Yes. I did a lot of experimenting over the years, but I did use a repricer for a while.
Yep. And I'm bringing this up, too, because I know back at some point, 6 months, a year ago, I believe eBay was announcing that they were partnering with repricers. So why don't you talk real quick about the repricer, what it is, what it does, and how it works?
So there was a point where I said to myself, geez, I have 150,000 listings and we're selling 40 items a day. I go, something's wrong with this. So then I learned to, I did some research on repricing. There was one company that was affordable. We used them, and then as soon as I learned how to do everything, boom. I remember that 1 week, I had all these sales. But the problem was we sold too much too fast, I think, and maybe we sold some stuff too cheap as well. So you live and learn, but I kept it simple where I didn't go below a certain price, and I didn't go over a certain price as well. So I kept it, and plus I was like a penny under people. So to stay competitive and sell more, I had to undercut people, but that's just what worked for me.
Now, give us a quick overview of what a repricer is and what it does.
So it automatically drops your price underneath other competitive sellers.
Based on whatever criteria you've set.
Correct, yeah.
Yep. And you can do it once a day, twice a day?
It was automatic, I think. I think it was automatic within certain, say a minute or two, whatever it was. And then it reset every day. So I think it did it at least daily, but more than that.
And how did they charge?
By the volume of listings in your catalog. So if I had 100, it was a lot of money. It was over $1,000 a month. I think it ended up being. But then we lowered it. We did some tweaking with it, so it was about $1,000 a month.
And whether it repriced or it didn't reprice, you were paying based on the number of items you listed.
Yeah, because you have that possibility of repricing everything.
Oh, so the computer would scan through the 100,000 listings that you were.
Yeah, it would really reprice everything, and some would just stay there until someone lowered their price under you, and then you keep playing that cat and mouse game until my cap would be. Say my cap is $6. I don't want anything less than $6.
So somebody else priced it at $5.99, and
then
that was the end of it.
Yep, that's it. To keep it simple, and you could do certain categories. Like I could have just done records, but then it's very complicated. You have to do it manually. So the 150,000 listings at the time, it just wasn't worth the time.
No, right.
So I kept it simple.
So from the sounds of it, you no longer use the repricer.
No, it was getting pricey, and my sales were staying pretty consistently higher. So I said, well, let's do away with it and see what happens. And then, it didn't make a difference at that point. It might be something good to have maybe for a year, or do it in January but end it in November before Christmas, and just see how it goes. It's worth trying it out once. So
now, how do you do it?
We price everything out ourselves manually. We put things on sale, but we'll take it off at Christmas and so forth.
So you've got, and again, I'll use Spider-Man 444. Hopefully that's not a key, but you put that up, and everybody's got it listed anywhere from acceptable to new, anywhere from $7 to $45. How do you choose what to price it at?
We price it to try to be lowest with that grade if possible. So if ours is very good and the lowest is $8, we would go $7.99. We would never go lower than like $6 though.
Okay.
So
Yep. And is that across? Okay. What about if you've got something or other that there aren't any on?
then I would probably do some research with Terapeak or something, see what they're selling for on eBay, and price it accordingly.
Okay. See, and that kind of ties into how I price now. As everybody knows, I price based on my sense is based on the year it is. It makes things a lot easier for me. So this coming year it'll be 21 cents. So $8.21, $9.21, whatever it is. I just find that works very, very well for me. But when I first started on Amazon, I read something and I followed it all the way through. Generally speaking, I do not try to be the lowest seller. Now you're saying, why? Why would you do that? Two different reasons. Number one, I know that a lot of the larger sellers use
repricing tools.
So the old days, we would be competing against each other on a given comic book. You had yours priced at $5.99. I priced mine at $5.98. What happens later that day?
$5.97. If my
if you're repricing,
my bottom allows me
right,
to do that.
If you had it cap set up a little differently, right. So here I am. I've undercut you, and I undercut you or any of the other large sellers for about how long? 15 minutes, half hour, maybe a day.
Yeah. Right, at the most a day.
At most a day, and then all of a sudden they're priced up lower than me. So I don't try that because I don't see that to be worthwhile because the big sellers are going to undersell. And that's another thing too. When you are listing on Amazon, make certain that you look at your competitors. Now, do you do a lot of looking at other people's listings when things are getting listed? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I generally don't, but my employees do. Like, there'll be the same names coming up a lot of times, especially with magazines. Some other big magazine sellers, such as myself, will be on there all the time.
The big one is always in books. Do you know how the book, well, we used to call them penny sellers back in the day. Do you know how their listings read? Have you ever read one of their listings?
Is it generic?
May contain underlining, may have a dust jacket, may not have a dust jacket, may have this, may have that, may have this. In other words, it's just one listing. They have no idea at all what it is you're really getting. Works wonderfully if I want to read a copy of the book.
Right, if you want a cheap one.
If you want a cheap copy of a book to read, go with one of them. If you want something a little bit nicer, when you're reading the description, don't go with them. Go with somebody else. And so my way of looking at it was, why am I going to undersell somebody like that? So I go a little bit higher than the penny book sellers. And again, they're not penny books anymore. You can't make any money at that.
Yeah.
But I go a little bit higher than them. So I'll scan through the competitors and I'll say, penny book, penny book, penny book, penny book. Okay, there's my first real competition. You know, and that guy's $5. That's $5.01. That's $5.02. That's $5.73. My first real competition is $12. So I might price mine at $11.21. So I'll undercut my real competition, but I'm not going to undercut the penny sellers because I think a lot of people have purchased from them before and have not had the best experience with them. And so they would rather pay an extra couple of dollars to go to somebody who actually takes the time to list, I'll say, dust jacket on books, small tear along bottom, name inside cover. There you go. That's actually the book that you're getting. And I think that people would want to pay a little more. And it's worked well enough for me. I mean, I'm not setting the world afire on Amazon, but I do well enough on Amazon. But learn your competition. If you've got into a niche, you were saying magazines, I'm saying books, you see the same people. Comic books, you see the same people.
Yeah.
I'm certain that no matter what it is you're selling, you're going to see the same people. And the bulk sellers all have their own way of doing it. And if you see a very generic listing that you can tell they just copy off every single listing, don't bother undercutting them. They're probably big and probably have a repricer. So yeah, you undercut them right now, but it won't do you any good tomorrow. They'll be lower than you. And B, why fight against them? They are your competition, but they're not your competition.
Right.
You just want a book, you might buy from them. If you want something with a little bit of customer service and a little bit of quality, you'd buy from me or you. So hopefully that helps you some there. It doesn't have to be a race to the bottom. It is a lot more difficult to brand yourself on Amazon, obviously.
Yeah.
because you are listing off the catalog, et cetera, et cetera. But there are things you can do, and there's no reason leaving money on the table in a case like that when A, you're going to be undercut anyway, and B, you're offering a different, not necessarily a different product, but you're offering a different service as part of the product than the bulk seller is. So hopefully that helps you some. And if you could hit the like button or subscribe, really appreciate it. Or do both. That'd be even better. And like to thank the person that left in the comments what their strategy was, because that kind of got us going on this one over here. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And comment down below and give us some more ideas for future videos. See you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.